My name is Amy Hennen. I'm the Managing Attorney for Housing and Consumer Law at the Maryland Volunteer Lawyers Service. Today I'm going to talk to you about a topic that is not traditional in terms of housing and consumer law, but nevertheless has a significant impact on people's housing and consumer issues. And that in particular is fines and fees in the criminal context and in the traffic context. In the criminal context, fines and fees can be a really important way that people who are facing jail time might consider as leverage in terms of getting a reduction or elimination of that jail time. They may agree to a variety of payments that in order to reduce that, and that's a perfectly legitimate choice, particularly because jail time can absolutely mean loss of employment, loss of housing, even loss of custody of children. However, the impact of fines and fees can be economically crippling in the future, and so it's important to know what those consequences might be. For criminal fines and fees, fines tend to be the court costs associated with the criminal process in the court. On the other hand, fees can be any number of things and can be exponentially higher. In particular, there can be monthly fees associated with either parole or probation, and it's even possible for the court to ask you to pay for the cost of your public defender. It is important also to know that a study that was done in Maryland in 2012 indicated that approximately 1/3 of people who had completed their parole had found employment. And so that is really critical to know that you may find yourself in a situation where you don't have employment and you don't have a way to pay these parole and probation fees. This can be really tricky because on occasion it can mean failure to pay parole or probation fees can in fact be a violation of the terms of either that parole or probation. If you're in a situation where you are going to be unable to pay those fines and fees, it's important to have a conversation with your public defender or your criminal defense attorney so that you can know what your options are and make the right choice to move forward. In the event that parole, probation, fines, and fees go unpaid, it is possible for the court to refer those fines and fees to the Central Collection Unit of Maryland, or CCU. CCU is the collection wing for the state of Maryland, and they have a variety of tactics that they can use in order to gain payment for fines and fees. That can absolutely include seizing tax refunds, also garnishing wages, and or bank accounts. So it's important to know who is collecting and then figure out what you can potentially do in order to take steps forward with that. In the context of traffic fines and fees, those fines and fees can also be sent over to the Central Collection Unit. However, it is important to know with traffic fines and fees, you can also see the Central Collection Unit may in fact be able to also put a freeze on either your license or the registration. So it would prevent you from renewing your license and or renewing your registration on your car, in addition to the other things that CCU could potentially, the action CCU could potentially take against you. It is possible if you are facing such action from CCU, or you're otherwise trying to make payments on your traffic fines and fees, it is possible to file a request with the court to ask that your traffic fines and fees be converted to community service. In that way, you might be able to reduce or eliminate the amount that's owed if you're able to demonstrate that you are unable to pay. So hopefully today you learned a little bit about what you might be able to do in the event that you're facing action due to fines and fees, and I hope you found this helpful.